Good evening to yet another edition of the Dugout. It is officially Champions Trophy week. It's gonna start from 2 days from now on Wednesday. Pakistan versus New Zealand at the National Stadium in Karachi. But 3 days from now, India will take on Bangladesh. Not in Pakistan though. And it's gonna happen in the Dubai International Cricket Stadium, or as they say, the Ring of Fire. First ever ODI for Virat Kohli and Mohammad Shami. That is a staggering statistic. In Dubai.
But how many ODIs has India played in Dubai? I think only those that Asia Cup, not
Asia
apart
Cup
from that.
2018, that's all you played
No,
there.
India and Pakistan have played a 2-match ODI series in UAE. They played it way back in 2006.
Yes, Dravid in Zamam era at that time.
I'm saying this era, this generation has played
only one series.
that one Champions Trophy. Sorry, that one Asia Cup.
Yeah. Asia Cup ODI in
Where India
2018.
played 2 games back to back, 2 days.
Yeah,
Hong
correct.
Kong and Pakistan.
Correct.
Hong Kong and Pakistan. And they won both comprehensively in that sense. But
Hong Kong game was tight. Till a point it was.
yeah, it was. But then they won it. But then the tighter games were Afghanistan, which they tied, and Bangladesh, which just scraped through of the last ball. So it wasn't a easy Asia Cup win.
Mohammad Shami only, I think, was playing that game.
I don't think Shami was there.
No, India in that tournament had the likes of Deepak Chahar and all these.
It was Rohit Sharma who was captaining.
that I know.
Virat didn't captain in that Asia Cup. I mean, imagine.
rested.
Imagine you could rest in an Asia Cup.
It was
Imagine.
basically, shortly after the England tour, after he had lost
Yeah.
4-1.
4-1 there.
So
Yep,
there was
yep.
not much rest.
Yep. So we'll get to the Champions Trophy build-up and especially to the squad, to the main topic that is there. But what is making news elsewhere apart from this usual Champions Trophy hullabaloo that's going on?
Flags aren't there. Indian flag isn't
Tell
on the venue.
our audience members what is the entire story about.
That story will also be up on Sports Today very soon. But the story exactly what's going on is that at the National Stadium in Karachi, you have all the flags apart from India's flag. All the flags that are participating in the Champions Trophy, all flags are there apart from the Indian flag. But there's a then after a few hours there was a development where our reporter did get in touch with a PCB source, and the PCB source has said that as far as the ICC guidelines are concerned, only 4 flags are supposed to be there on match days. That is of the ICC because it's at the ICC event.
Yeah.
It's of the PCB because PCB is the host, and the 2 flags of the countries that are playing on that given day.
So PCB,
That is-
ICC, Pakistan and New Zealand on the tournament opener.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
But-
we even saw Bangladesh.
No,
there.
that's I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
But the confusion continues because this rule is supposed to be on the match day. So basically, once the tournament starts,
Yeah.
this rule is going to be applicable. But right now, the flags that are up on the national stadium are of all the countries apart from India, because you're just gearing up towards the Champions Trophy, sort of a build-up. You're getting the stadium ready, so you have all flags apart from India. So the only reason there's no clarification on that, and the statement hasn't come about that. The statement that has come from PCB is conveying the mandate that's going to be followed from the 19th.
Yeah.
So today we are 2 days minus the 19th. So that's why this confusion is there. Why are all flags there then? Maybe it's because of the lead up, like we over here. Build up to the Champions Trophy. The stadium is also building up. So right now they have all the flags. But the problem is that the Indian flag isn't there. And only thing I can make sense of it is that maybe because India isn't traveling to Pakistan, that's their way to sort of, show that, okay, if you're not coming, then why should we have your flag on our stadium, even if you're not coming? This is again an assumption by my side. This is not an official statement.
And by the way,
Pakistan.
whatever is the video that is doing the rounds, we'll all have to take it with a pinch of salt, because who knows? Maybe at the point as we are speaking, maybe the Indian flag is up. Maybe there are some other arrangements being made. But at this point in time, before we were doing the dugout, the Indian flag, the report is claiming, and the authenticity of the video also cannot be ascertained. Okay? But by the way, why should we make a big hullabaloo about the fact that India's flag isn't there in the National Stadium in Karachi? After all, when you look at it, this whole drama was happening 1-2 months prior to that also.
And it's probably going to happen again when India and Pakistan meet in any of the ICC tournaments. So, as I was telling you a few hours back, not the first time and definitely
Not the last time. See, let me just refresh all our family members the timeline of what happened, okay? We all knew that Pakistan were going to host the ICC Champions Trophy. But he also told you that wait for the circus to begin from July and August, where there will be a statement that India will not be going to Pakistan. Lot of arm twisting happened, lot of threats, empty threats were issued. Pakistan were saying, no, we are not going to insist on a hybrid model. We don't want it to be played in a hybrid model. Whole tournament must be played in Pakistan. India flatly refused. The government refused to send the Indian team to Pakistan, citing a security concern. Because what was the security concern? 965 kilometers away in Lahore, away from Lahore, there was a train explosion. There was a station explosion there in Quetta. That was the trigger point which said that, okay, we are not going to send our team to Pakistan. What now? Can a tournament be held without India? Absolutely not. Pakistan belatedly admitted to the hybrid model. But you could say in this entire exchange that Pakistan were very, very hard done by. Very hard done by. I mean, if I have to look at it from a very neutral standpoint, Pakistan made all the efforts to come to India.
No, but they also got their fair share of the bargain as far as, that having a development is concerned. If India are not going to travel to Pakistan for any of the matches of ICC tournaments, then India are not going to play any home matches also, assuming they host an ICC tournament against Pakistan. It's going to be held at a neutral
But that
venue.
bargain...
No, but again, that bargain isn't official yet in that sense. India hasn't signed anything.
official.
India
It is
hasn't
official.
signed anything on it as
See,
of now.
see,
No, but it is official. In 2026, the match between India and Pakistan, assuming they are a part of the same group, they will face off in Sri Lanka.
This is what Mauke Pe Chauka is.
But it's
You
not,
knew in 2026 that you were going to host it in two countries. Yeah. You also know that in 2031 you're going to host it in two countries. The World Cup, which will be in India and Bangladesh, the ODI World Cup in 2031. 2026 is the T20 World Cup, which will be held in India and Sri Lanka. But the only contentious issue is the 2029 Champions Trophy, which will be held in India.
No, but as of now, the latest updates that we have is until the 2027 ODI World Cup. 2026, it's going to be at a neutral venue, and any which ways in 2027, if India and Pakistan face off, which more than likely they will in a group stage, it is going to be held in South Africa.
Yeah,
because
South
they
Africa,
are the
yeah.
hosts of the tournament.
Which is what I'm saying.
with the host countries named Pakistan 2025.
Because that is according to the
That's
ICC.
reported right now.
That is the ICC clothing regulations. The ICC clothing regulations clearly stipulate that whoever is the host of the ICC event, if it's emblazoned on that jersey, they'll have to wear that jersey. 2022, the Asia Cup, they wore Pakistan in it because they are the host nation. Pakistan at this point in time have every right to feel aggravated because they took that extra mile to come to India in 2023. Barring some very sporadic or stray instances, the matches in Pakistan, the matches that Pakistan featured in India went off smoothly.
Yeah.
You made the changes to the schedule for Pakistan on 2-3 instances because there was this, there was that, security, lack of coordination between BCCI, the state associations and the ICC. Because of that, you had a chaotic build-up to the World Cup also. But Pakistan, okay, we took the step to come to India. Then this is a shorter tournament. Why can't you come? It is a clear-cut statement sent by the government that, look, we have to make a statement at this point in time. But it is still a half-baked statement. Because if you are really serious about giving a statement to Pakistan, don't play them. Don't play them at all. But you want to play them. You also want to ensure rake in all the moolah. Isn't it? That is the problem that I have with India at this point in time. That you want to rake in money as much as possible, but all these kind of things will happen. I mean, recently, just yesterday, there was firing in Kashmir. Has anybody said anything? No. We are gearing up for India-Pakistan on 23rd. We'll show them on the field.
Okay, let's just not get to that.
So, this is the current development that is there. No flag at the national stadium, but, again with a pinch of salt, we don't know the authenticity of that video. Perhaps the flag might already be hoisted.
But as far as the mandate that has come from PCB is that we are very sure about. That mandate is official.
It is.
And that statement is also official.
It is official. So 4 flags according to the mandate should be hoisted. But we could see other flags also that were there, which is why PCB, as always, continue to confuse with their statements. Because if it's only 4 flags, why are there 6 or 7?
Yeah.
That's
They
the
have
thing.
specifically said in the statement that this mandate is for match days.
Match
So basically,
days,
the match
yeah.
hasn't. It's not match.
Yeah,
day.
exactly. So this is what I'm reading it. I'm reading from the PCB statement only that has just come to us, because it's like saying PCB official, the ICC has advised that only 4 flags will be hoisted on CT match days. ICC, PCB, and the two sides competing on that day. But Bangladesh aren't competing in Pakistan. They are competing in India for their first game.
Yeah.
Dubai.
Later on, they will be coming to Pakistan for the other of the games between Bangladesh, Pakistan, Bangladesh, New Zealand. That they'll come here. India are the only team that will be playing in Dubai all their games. And if the final, if it's India, and if there is any other team, then the Champions Trophy final will take place in Dubai. It won't happen in Lahore for that matter. So that is another major development. And even the Ranji finals are going on, right?
Yeah, Ranji
Quarter.
semis.
Semis, yeah. Mumbai versus Vidarbha, Gujarat versus Kerala.
Kerala.
And you done a very interesting game, Ajinkya Rahane.
Yeah, I think Ajinkya Rahane, before we get to it, is it just me or maybe you guys also feel that the build up to the Champions Trophy has been like really dull? Not at Sports Today, definitely. We have, tried to put all the exciting content that we can. But overall, no captain's press conferences, no photo shoot, nothing of sorts.
Okay.
I think it's just been so dull.
It typifies the Champions Trophy. I'll tell you why. You only took a decision on the hybrid model less than 60 days back.
Yeah.
Where did you get the time to market? Where did you get the time to broadcast? Where did you get the time to ensure that, okay, the word would spread in a big, big way? Even for a World Cup, it took you 6 months, 7 months of build up to ensure that it would be a grand World Cup. But just less than 2 months to go. The stadiums weren't prepared in Pakistan, they prepared it in record time. Rohit Sharma and the Indian team are not going to go to Pakistan, so how could you have the press conference? It was very, very strange. That's why, see, Pakistan are hosting an ICC event after 29 years. But even there, it's bittersweet because the marquee clash that they wanted, India versus Pakistan, that's not happening there. 2008, Karachi was the last time that India and Pakistan played in Pakistan. After that, it's been zero. So, you will not see it now. You won't see it later on also. You're not going to see it until 2021. This was the last opportunity. Now, this generation will never play a game in Pakistan. Imagine that. The likes of Virat Kohli, the likes of Rohit Sharma, the likes of all the others, maybe a Mohammad Shami, maybe a Jasprit Bumrah, Ravindra Jadeja, would never have played in Pakistan. Although they might have, I think Rohit once went on a trip to Pakistan. I think it was an under-19 tour or something.
Yeah, I think in the Asia Cup also maybe, 2008.
Ha.
I think Rohit Sharma was a part
Could be,
of that squad.
could be.
Yeah, Pawan, can we
Virat
check?
wasn't.
Yeah, 2008 Asia Cup.
Yeah,
Sports Today might be in Pakistan.
of course. Sports Today might be in Pakistan and we'll be giving you all the updates that as and when it comes. I think it'll be after the Pakistan game. And from...
It could be.
It could be. It might be. Because see, there is hardly a turnaround time. 20th is the Bangladesh game. 23rd is the Pakistan game, all in the ring of fire. But
Yeah.
I am talking about the topic that we have in hand today.
Ajinkya Rahane too.
What about Ajinkya
I think
Rahane?
it's great that he has said that I don't have a PR team. Yes,
Nice.
he was.
He was there.
Yeah.
Rohit
Thanks,
was
Pawan.
there. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Thank you so much. Yes, so Rohit, 2008 was there, but he'll never go there again.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of
I don't
it.
know what Pawan is so happy about today.
He was
I've said
proven
thank
right.
you to him.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
said
maybe
thank
he's
you.
proven right.
He's proven right for once.
He's been working on something really big since morning.
Oh
That's
man,
why.
what is it?
That will be up on Sports Today,
Oh,
right?
After the dugout, it will be up. So
Yeah.
let's see. A very,
Will it
very
be?
special interview coming up of a goat.
oh.
Yep.
Okay.
That'll be up. So yeah, Ajinkya Rahane said, take 3.
I don't have a I don't have a PR team.
Okay.
My PR is only cricket. Is it like, just, I think for the first time in his career, he said that I feel the need to speak up.
Ah, but why?
I'm actually letting my bat do the talking, but I also realize the importance of staying in the news. Pawan, can we show that thing?
Yeah, it
to our
is. It
viewers?
is there. Yeah. Oh boy, why does he have to speak now? Because is he eyeing a return to the Indian team for the England series?
That he definitely is. He said it
Yeah.
last time as well that there's a lot of cricket left in me, and nowhere am I even close to actually hanging my boots or saying goodbye. There's a reason why I'm playing domestic cricket, because I want to make a comeback in the Indian team.
Oh boy, but then haven't we looked past them? Haven't we looked past Cheteshwar Pujara and Ajinkya Rahane post 2023?
But it doesn't take time to change things.
That's
Even
the
though we have
problem.
looked past, there was a mention about Cheteshwar Pujara in the selection meeting, and that was, I think, out in the news that Gautam Gambhir did want a Cheteshwar Pujara in the side.
See, if Rahane can come back to form, it is against England. Because this England team
Correct.
doesn't inspire you that much of confidence. So if you want to get people back in form, play them in England. Okay. But again, you've gone 2 steps back. I know Rahane has been a great servant for Indian cricket. He helped you win the BGT in 2021. He's not lost a single test against Australia. 3 wins and 1 draw. But there was a reason why you dropped him. And I don't know what are the reasons why you're persisting with certain people who are well past their prime. I can only say that. Because Ajinkya Rahane, if you thought that that was the yardstick by which he should have been dropped, I think others also deserve to be dropped on such a yardstick, which has never happened. Different rules for different folks, different strokes for different people in the Indian cricket circle. So, what is PR? I really don't understand. See, the Indian cricket fan and most of our players, they really don't know what is PR. They don't know journalism. They really don't know how it is. Because we never tell them how to play. They shouldn't tell us how we work. On one simple principle, like we tell them that, okay, this happened on that day. It happened on that day, but that isn't making up a fiction. It did happen. Rahane got out to a good catch by Cameron Green on 89. That is not a fictional story. It happened.
Yeah.
And the kind of shot that he made, yes, he drove a delivery which was wide from Mitchell Stark to this to Alex Carey. That isn't fiction. What is PR? PR and this thing are all loosely thrown about Ajkal. It's like, okay, I'm giving you a chutta here. Throw it. That's how PR is. It's like, so this thing. Nobody knows how PR is done. That's the problem. So that's why it's a very lazy kind of a thing that is there. That's in the Indian cricket circle at this point. Yeah. If it's not working to my agenda, oh, there is PR at work. But what is PR? And I'm not going to be convinced by any definitions that all people behind the keyboard there are giving me. What truly is PR? I would want a concrete explanation to that. Then and only then we can debate upon it. But I think, see, I understand that he wants to come back to the Indian team. But what is PR?
No, but sometimes, giving interviews is also as important as putting in those performances, if you know what I
You
mean.
give an interview, you say things which are relevant to you. You don't say, oh, there is some conspiracy theory at work. That's the only thing I would like to say. So, anything else has he said about it? No. That's the only major talking point in this whole bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so turning now to the topic that is there in the dugout today. Pakistan, New Zealand, England, Australia, Afghanistan, South Africa, Bangladesh are all going to play in Pakistan. Only India is playing in Dubai.
India, Bangladesh, New Zealand,
All
and Pakistan.
games.
All games.
Only India are playing all their games. Let me reiterate again. Bangladesh are playing 2 matches in Pakistan. New Zealand are playing 2 matches in Pakistan. India are the only team that
Even
play
Pakistan themselves are playing 2 matches in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're playing one against India. Okay. Now, the main thing is Dubai, when you look at it, India have a good ODI record there. They won the Asia Cup 2018 there. But in T20Is, it's been very, very mixed. Because they didn't win against Pakistan and New Zealand in the 2021 T20 World Cup. They didn't win the Asia Cup also. But after winning the first game though, they didn't win against all the others. And that's why they got eliminated in the Super Fours.
Yeah.
Do you think that India playing in Dubai is actually good for their Champions Trophy chances, or they should have bitten the bullet and say, nahin yaar, let's try our luck in Pakistan? Dubai as a venue, how much does it hold significance to you when it comes to Champions Trophy?
I think India, if India would have played in Pakistan, I think that would have given India a much better chance. The only reason being that for that is that batting conditions plus quality bowling would have given you wickets. So I think that would have been a very big reason that would have supported the Indian team if they would have played in Pakistan. Because again, we saw it last time in the 23 ODI World Cup as well, that wherever there were good batting conditions, India always outplayed the batters. And it's not just the batters who get help from flat conditions, it's also the bowlers, because then suddenly not like every bowler cannot come and take wickets. It are the only quality bowlers, those who can actually end up taking wickets on flatter conditions as well. But what exactly will happen in Dubai now is that your approach will be really, really different to play in Dubai, because what will happen is that firstly, I personally already feel that you're going in with a depleted bowling lineup. The way you're batting in so deep, that's not going to suit Dubai conditions, because in Dubai you're only going to win if you're picking wickets at regular intervals, and you do not have bowlers who can actually do that, who can actually, you know, be your wicket takers all throughout. And when other teams come, firstly, because your approach will be a little restrained in Dubai, the bowlers who are coming from, for example, a Mehndi Hasan Mirs, who might not be so effective in Pakistan, will be really effective in Dubai, specifically against Indian batters who are already a little susceptible against left arm.
No, off spin.
Sorry,
Mehdi Hasan
yeah,
is off spin.
against off spinners and also left arm spinners.
Yeah.
So I think that is something that will go against India, and playing in Dubai specifically with this bowling is not going to help India. And we've also seen that. Secondly, I don't know how big a due factor is going to play in these months, but what is definitely going to happen is that you don't know what the right score would be, because everything will be really different. So you'll have to figure out your own way. So that, I think, is going to go against India.
See, I'll give you a list. India versus Hong Kong 2018, India won by 26 runs. India versus Pakistan, 8 wickets. India versus Bangladesh, India won by 7 wickets. India versus Pakistan, 9 wickets. India versus Afghanistan.
2 times India versus Pakistan.
Yes.
One was in the group stage and then Super 4.
Super 4. Okay. India versus Pakistan by 9 wickets. India versus Afghanistan was tied. And India versus Bangladesh, India won by 3 wickets in Dubai. Okay. So they have
finals was between
India Bangladesh, which they got through on the last ball.
Kedar Jadhav.
Kedar Jadhav. So they won by 3 wickets there. So India have never lost a ODI in Dubai. But the T20 record is what I was pointing out. They lost to they lost to Pakistan there twice in the Asia Cup as well as here. Although they did beat them in one encounter in the T20 World Cup, they lost. Asia Cup they lost, but they won one match. New Zealand, they lost in the T20 World Cup in 2021. So that is why T20 record is mixed for them. But as far as other things are concerned, ODIs is spot on. 6 games, 5 matches. See, Hong Kong, Pakistan twice. They beat Bangladesh, and they ensured that one was a tie. So they have never lost in those particular games there. So why is it considered a disadvantage then if India has such a good record in Dubai?
I think it's basically down to the fact that one point that Shashwat has mentioned, that your bowling is pretty much a depleted one. I would not say, I wouldn't really want to use the word depleted here. It's just that, your bowling is inexperienced, and one of your senior seamers that you have in your team is Mohammad Shami. He's lacking rhythm. So it's not inspiring that much of confidence. I'm taking nothing away from Arshdeep Singh and Harshit Rana. I think both are very talented, but the point here is that Arshdeep still has a couple of ICC events experience. Same cannot be said about Harshit Rana, although both have made those giant strides as far as ODI or white ball formats are concerned. But Champions Trophy is going to be a different ball game altogether. You do not do well in 2 matches. Obviously, it's not going to define you as a cricketer, but then you would want someone to basically perform in those 2 matches. So both are very inexperienced, and that's where I think the other teams would have their eyes on to cash in on this opportunity. And as far as Mohammad Shami is concerned, I think one of the major reasons why it could very well be a disadvantage, and it's not really based on the Dubai conditions or the pitch. I don't see Mohammad Shami starting for India. I don't think that he'll probably make the cut as far as the 11 is concerned.
No, but that Gautam Gambhir made it official. Officially, he said it, and he's definitely starting.
He is
in the press con, in the topic.
See, these things have happened in the past also. Yeah. When the point is that Gautam Gambhir was trying his very best to hide this thing that Rohit Sharma, he might still make it to the 11 for the 5th and final test at the SCG, but then eventually we all know what happened. I can pretty much understand the fact that Shami might start because Gautam Gambhir has clarified that thing. But then it doesn't mean that India would not really change their plans at the last minute. They can probably think of having a certain Rishabh Pant in their playing 11 against New Zealand, primarily because New Zealand have the likes
one
of...
bowler, even one more bowler less. No, I think...
No.
As far as Rohit Sharma was concerned, I think at that point it was made very... Over there, there were signs. He did not... officially rule him out. Yeah, I do agree that he did not officially say that he's been dropped, but he didn't even officially say that he's going to be part of the 11 for Rohit Sharma
Yeah,
during
yeah,
that
I know.
during the final test.
The only
but
point
here
is-
I think he's the way he said it, and he's said it in as many words that somebody has to raise their hands with Mohammad Shami. So I think that's a very clear sign that Shami is. Even I was a little skeptical before that statement, but after that, I think Shami is definitely.
See,
going to
I think I would still be skeptical about it because I'll tell you why. It's Mohammad Shami is lacking rhythm, and first of all, there haven't been any practice games ahead of the Champions Trophy. You did play an ODI series against England, but Shami obviously has played T20 cricket in the UAE conditions, but I think he's hardly played any ODI cricket here. So that's where I think he probably had more ODI chances to get back into rhythm, things would have been completely different. And that's where if you look at the current form, it does make sense for India to go in with Harshit Rana and Arshdeep Singh. It would be a bold call, but I'm not sure whether I think India can probably try this thing against Bangladesh. But then if it, let's say, does not work, then you would have no other option than to go back to Mohammad Shami for the two all-important games against Pakistan and New Zealand. So overall, if we talk about India's preparation, I think Dubai conditions might just give them that advantage of maybe playing with 3 seamers and 3 spinners. The only problem here is
How will that happen?
I think
Whom will you drop to get accommodate another pacer?
okay, so basically I'm going to go with 2 pacers and Arshdeep and Rana. Then Hardik Pandya is the 3rd pacer, and then you have 3 spinners, 2 spinning all-rounders and 1 specialist spinner, and maybe Kuldeep Yadav or Varun Chakravarti. The overall thing with Dubai is that if we go by the stats or the normal numbers, Dubai pitch, it tends to favor pacers more than spinners. If we take a look at the number of wickets that have been taken, and obviously pacers are exceeding the spinners here. Overall, with the kind of combination that India have, I think it can still offer an advantage to them. But the only point is that how will it really behave under lights? If there's going to be plenty of dew, then it does make sense to bat second, and because in any which ways in the first innings it is going to assist pacers to an extent, or maybe spinners also. So I think the only way I see the Dubai track having a disadvantage for India is that if there's going to be plenty of dew in the second innings, then I think it's not good news.
You
for
see,
them.
the points that you're all making, okay, about the team composition and everything is fine. As far as advantage or disadvantage is concerned, is it fair for India that they're okay playing all their games in Dubai? Is it going to be a big disadvantage to them? But you also understand one very important, and I think this is the clincher that nobody would have anticipated for. The list of matches that I pointed out, where India beat all the teams in the Asia Cup of 2018, when did that happen? September.
Yeah.
You played the Asia Cup 2022 also in October.
And Sadar, most of India's wins in that tournament, except leaving the match against Hong Kong and final, they came in the second innings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And
all.
the games you were not
Even
chasing.
Afghanistan, I think it was tied, no?
No,
tied,
but
yeah.
the game against Afghanistan you were defending, right?
Chasing.
You were chasing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you're chasing.
the Hong Kong game you were defending,
You're
but over
defending,
there
yeah.
also.
The same game, Afghanistan, in which MS Dhoni captained for
Yeah.
the last time.
Yeah, for the last time. So, the clincher is no one knows what the conditions will be this time around in Dubai, because you're going to play an ICC event in Dubai for the first time in February. You're not going to play, you've not played before that also, you're played mostly in around September, October, November period. Conditions then are totally different. Now it is winter, and I did a video on where Lalchand Rajput, who's the former coach of the Indian team during the
Cricket
2007
manager too,
T20
yeah.
World Cup, he mentioned that he is surprised with the fact that India picked 5 spinners. Because pacers have tended to do well in this time of the year
Exactly.
in Dubai, because the pitches will be fresh, the conditions will be fresh, there will be dew, because you are getting into the onset of spring at this point in time. By April, it will be absolutely hot as an oven, but by March, it will start to warm up. So the dew factor could increase also at this point in time, which is why I feel that.
But you have seen the IPL during these days.
No,
Not in February, in March.
No,
March.
IPL was never played in
October,
February,
November.
March.
Yeah, that one was-
October, November. Well, I think in 2020 it was September, October.
Yeah, pretty much that time.
Pretty much that time.
2020, this was the second leg was in Dubai. I
Yeah,
think.
correct.
The first leg was in the India.
no,
only.
2020
whole tournament
entirely
thing
was
Yeah,
there.
No.
Yeah.
2020,
COVID.
which was that one season where you had half of the
21.
IPL. 20.
21.
Okay, that was the second wave.
The
Right?
second wave, yeah. When the Delhi match happened between Mumbai and CSK,
That was the last game.
that was the last game. Then when the breaches happened between RCB and KKR, I think that game. No, KKR, I think one game they were saying
It was SRH and
SRH versus some other team in Delhi.
KKR,
Yeah,
KKR
SRH
was
versus
there.
KKR in
Yeah.
Ahmedabad. Those breaches happened. They said, okay, let's stop the tournament. We'll host it later on in September.
correct.
So that was when it went to the UAE at that stage. But again, never has it been played around February, March. Okay. So that is why this time around, the timing of this particular tournament, especially given the conditions, and it will be a lottery when you look at it in the Champions Trophy, that is going to be very, very different.
Correct.
And I think that is the ultimate equalizer when you look at it. If you have that equalizer bit that we don't know what is going to be the conditions, whether it will assist pace, whether it will assist the spinners, we do not know at this point. So it is still winter at this point. It is fag winter. It will ease off by March second week. You'll then have the summers coming in. But still, winter conditions, hard pitches. Will India play 4 pacers, 3 pacers, or 2 spinners? We don't know at this stage.
I think by the current recency bias or the most recent performances, it does look like that India will go in with 2 specialist pacers, Hardik Pandya, 2 spinning all-rounders, and either of Kuldeep Yadav or Varun Chakravarti.
Although, even if I have to look at it, if there is good carry on wickets, there is help for fast bowlers.
Yeah.
But the likes of Akshar Patel, the likes of Ravindra Jadeja, the likes of Varun Chakravarti, and even to a certain extent Washington Sundar, they are not big spinners of the ball. They will dart it through. When you dart it through on these kind of wickets, perhaps that gives them a lot of resistance. Why did Akshar Patel have a good time? Because he would dart it through, and that is why when you look at the IPL which is held in the UAE, he was prosperous for Delhi Capitals. You look at all the others, they did well in the IPL at that time also. So that is why on that particular wicket, if you have spinners who bowl wicket to wicket, stump to stump, I don't think there is an issue.
Okay.
So, I don't know why Lalchand Rajput is surprised over it, but I was not surprised because they are not big spinners of the cricketing ball, and that is why you have to understand one major thing. They will work even there also. But what is the conditions that will be there? We have no idea at this stage. So, let's see how that goes at this point in time. Then, Vishal Panchal from the US. Let's take a couple of comments. So, do you agree with this assessment that the weather condition, it's a lottery. It's the first time you're playing there. It is the equalizer for all the teams who are there.
I think the team that bats second is probably going to have the most advantage.
Like how it happened in 21.
Yeah, absolutely. For you to be batting second, even if you're batting on a flat pitch or there's hardly any assistance for seamers and spinners, you would still need about 350 or 360 to get, to keep yourself in the game.
See, even in
I
the
think
Asia
if that
Cup,
was the case if that was to be the case in Dubai, then I think India would have had a better chance, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
see, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
2021, whoever chased won
Yeah.
in the 2020 T20 World Cup. Asia Cup also, whoever chased, they won.
No, but there were a few teams who won a couple of matches while batting first.
In the Asia Cup.
Yeah, India won it against Hong Kong.
No, I talk about the big teams. India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh.
The most likely record or the most record.
See, did India chase against Pakistan and did Pakistan chase against India in the games that they played in the Super 4 and in
we can check
No,
now.
India basically chased against Pakistan both
Pawan,
times.
can we check
Yeah.
2018 Asia Cup?
Pakistan were bundled out.
No, I remember the league game.
Here,
India
all the
chased. India chased and they won. Hardik Pandya hitting that 6. In the game Pakistan
You're
India,
talking about
We are
Asia
checking.
Cup.
We are
Asia
checking. We are checking here. We are checking.
Asia Cup 2022. Because I remember Arshdeep
18
dropped that catch.
No, you did
18,
not
first
mention the
18.
year. I thought you were talking about 2018.
First
2022,
18, yeah.
22.
Okay, 22 is India won the first game against Pakistan by chasing, and
Yeah.
second match India did not defend.
Yeah, they don't. We are talking about not
Yeah.
2018, 2022 Asia Cup. I'm talking about the recent events that happened
That
at
was
21 and
T20,
22.
na?
Yeah. But then see, 21 and 22 in T20s, if you chased, you won. Na? Except India, Afghanistan. I think Kohli scored 100 in the first innings. And I think Afghanistan couldn't chase it down.
Yeah.
I think
Correct.
Kohli hit that 100 in that particular threat. So yes, in the ODI setup, looking at it, it doesn't seem to follow the T20I trend. So that's why let's see how that trend continues. Is there going to be something different this time around? Let's see. Vishal Panchal, let's take some comments from the US is saying, why Shami
did not play all T20s and ODIs to regain rhythm? See, he did play all the 3 ODIs. As far as the T20 format goes, the goal for India, there were 2 goals for India. Number one, to first of all win the T20 series against England, and then make sure that you give some game time to Shami ahead of the ODI series, because Shami predominantly is not going to be a part of India's T20I team for the future. So the only goal that the BCCI and the team management had as far as Shami is concerned in T20Is was to give him some game time only when the series was won.
See, and Shami, if you remember, had a swollen knee and they didn't want to take a chance in the first couple of T20Is there. So that's why they didn't play him at that point. But then you had to get him back into rhythm. He regained the fitness and that's why he played in the last couple of T20Is, then played the ODI. So see, Shami is predominantly he's not going to be there in the T20I scheme of things. He's going to be there in the in the ODI scheme of things. So that is why it is really, really good at this stage. Rahul Dravid is like telling us, reports of Shami bowling in great rhythm to Rocco in nets. How much is true in that story? And what is the status of Pant injury? See, I think
looks fine.
Pant looks fine. He suffered that blow on his knee. But remember, if you suffer a blow on that knee, it will take some time to heal at this stage. So that is why left-hander.
Yeah.
Left-hand in that sense. Priyanshu is saying, in Dubai, I don't see 350 type scores which are normal in India and Pakistan. 270, 80 type score could become really tricky. Boundaries are also big. Yeah. The boundaries in Dubai, except for that fine leg, square leg area, the down boundaries are pretty big.
No, but 270, 280, assuming there's going to be dew in the second innings, I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, see, but it won't be 350, 360. Like, it won't be that flat when you look at it. So that's why
270 to 80 would be a good score.
Okay.
It will be a tricky total to chase. And Sachin Kashyap was saying that watch the Q&A session where Vikrant sir said a little bit of cold in the assistance to pacers in the evening.
Just like pleasant weather.
It is pleasant. See, that's what I said. The weather conditions this time in Dubai, which will be a lottery, I think that is going to throw a lot of teams haywire as to what do they plan. So that
Vikrant sir, Nikhil sir have reached?
No, they will reach soon. They will reach soon.
I think they'll probably reach today.
I think they would have reached. Now that's why.
Okay.
We'll just check.
No. I mean, this was asked to them in the Q&A session here. They didn't answer that. And it's been told that, yes, he's gotten... that there is a bit of nip in the air in Dubai at this point in time. So, yes, that is the thing.
Let's take the next comment, Pawan.
Okay.
So, he is on his way. He is reaching. So, yes. GGK is saying, bring in Ishan as replacement place of Pant. Pant is not a good white ball player. I mean, as always.
We have discussed a lot about
I know. It's the same old wine in the bottle story. I mean, it can be replanted in a different ways at this point. So, in the sense, Bharat Gadwal is like saying, I really feel Australia will be able to make it to semi with this team. Head, Short, Carey, Smith, Marnus, Inglis, Maxi, Abbott, Ellis, Zampa, Spencer. Don't play Aaron Hardy. Only weakness, 5 bowler, Maxi and Short. Yeah, but then see, when
batting
you...
is still okay.
Batting is fine, but then see, Labuschagne is not.
They
in
don't
form.
have Marsh, that's it. Otherwise, the batting is full.
Yeah, I mean, Travis Head is there. David Warner was there in 2023, but he's retired.
But I kind of like the idea of opening with Alex Carey.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be good.
Yeah.
But I think they will want to open with Matthew Short. I don't think they are.
Yeah, even I think that.
Yeah, so Daria Kasparova is saying, South Africa generally like to go with 6-5 split, but Nortje and Katseya injury changed their whole dynamic now. I don't see Lungi in the 11. Corbin Bosch will play so cause of his pace, so lower order batting will also. Yeah, I mean, Corbin Bosch is a bowler who can bat.
I don't see South Africa going in with Corbin Bosch. I think pretty much their 11 is going to be like you open with Tony De Zorze and Captain Bavuma, Rassi at 3, Aiden Markram 4, Henrik Klaasen 5,
Miller
David Miller
6,
6,
Jansen
Marco
7.
Jansen 7, 2 spinners, Keshav Maharaj and Tabraiz Shamsi, and 2 pacers, Kageshwar Abada and Lungi Engedi.
Unless they play Corbin Bosch, get him at 8, Maharaj at 9, Shamsi at 10, Rabada at 11. That could also happen.
They were brave enough to have Otniel Bartman in T20.
They
World
also
Cup.
have a Vian Mulder.
Yeah. He is a more than handy all-rounder.
So they also have Vian Mulder at this point.
Okay.
Rahul Dravid, is it just carry or can we expect some swing in Dubai this time? See, we don't know at this point in time. We
I
really,
don't
really
think
don't
that
know.
much because again, there's too much dew. If there's too much moisture in the air, then I think.
I don't know because see, this is a lottery condition, and that is why I don't know how the matches will go on. Whether batting first, batting second will be good. I really don't know, unless there is dew. Then I think, but I think dew will
We'll
be
come
there.
to know in a few hours, Vishy sir.
Yeah.
No, but we will think. I am assuming there will be dew.
Okay.
That's the thing. So
GGK
no,
has
no, let's not take that. He's been parroting this for ages, and because he got one T20 World Cup right, doesn't make him. It's far off here.
Okay.
Far off. I mean, there are question marks over Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli's form. There is no Jasprit Bumrah. Okay, at least Australia didn't have Shane Warne, but look at that order. Look at the batters: Gilchrist, Hayden. Then you look at it: Ponting, Martin, Simons. Then you had Lee, McGrath. There was also
Bickle.
Lehman, Bickle,
Bracken.
No, the Bracken wasn't there in 2003.
No, but pretty
Yeah.
much the same time.
Comparing that team with this Indian team is utter 180-degree different. That Indian team is nowhere as compared to 2003. The 2003 squad was giant killing. This Indian team may have won a T20 World Cup, but they aren't giant killing. Please. Anshu Mishra is like saying, Sid sir, which of this will happen first? RCB winning IPL title, Popatlal getting married in TMKOC, come on. Pakistan winning test matches in Australia, Bangladesh winning ODI World Cup, Sports Today 1 million.
Number
Sports
5.
Today 1 million.
1 million.
That's one. The other 4, no idea. I don't want to speculate on it. Jab hoga, tab hoga. Let's see. By the way, Priyansh is saying DC winning WPL this year. We hope so. We hope so that DC win the WPL at this stage. So, yep. So, yes, we are going to reach the business end now. We are building up to the Champions Trophy. So, last comment that we'll take. Just tell me how South Africa and England have better bowling than Oz. SA have Rabada and Maharaj, Jansen in 50 overs. Still work in progress. England, we all know. Oz have Zampa, Ellis, Spencer, still above Jansen.
Who said this? That they have a better bowling lineup.
I mean,
South Africa do have a good bowling
South
line.
No, that Australia has a better.
No, I don't
than,
think so.
yeah.
Australia. I think in case of Australia, all are talented performers, but no one is experienced.
I mean, Zampa, but again, how can you compare Zampa with Jansen?
Zampa is head and shoulders ahead.
Of course. And Zampa is a spinner.
There's no comparison also.
See, among spinners in that current group, Australia are better. No, Australia second. I'm discounting them because Afghanistan are there.
Correct.
On the other hand, Ellis, Spencer, you honestly believe they are better than Marco Jansen? I know Nathan Ellis has got success, but no way, boss. No way at this stage. So, yep, we are building up to the Champions Trophy. And see, 6:30 they were expected to practice the Indian team today. Again, it's not going to be a press conference. They will have a press conference maybe day after or by tomorrow. Let's see how it pans out.
No, definitely day after.
They'll have to have it day after. I think tomorrow also they won't have a press conference. So, let's see how it goes. So, shall we call it a day? Yep. So do check out all the videos that we have done on the Champions Trophy, the SWOT analysis of each of the teams that we have done. We've also done a build up to the history of the Champions Trophy. We have also done on how New Zealand and India are going to play a Champions Trophy after 25 long years. You don't want to miss that. So from me, Shashwat and Sid Gulati, it is bye-bye, and we'll be back for more updates. Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair, eat your vegetables, and pretty soon...
Don't trouble your mother.
And pretty soon we are going to have live updates from Dubai as well in the next couple of hours.
And Pakistan as well.
Pakistan will be next week because there's not enough time at this point. So Pakistan next week onwards. So from all of us here, it's bye-bye. See you soon.